Good afternoon, and thanks for joining this segment of Lightpath Lunch and Learn, various different products and services that we're going to talk about. Today, I'm going to be joined by two of our esteemed colleagues, Duke Pham, who's a senior product manager, as well as Jin Yang, for two different voice product situations that we're going to discuss that will work within today's hybrid work environment. Before we get started, I'm Ken Florenz. I'm the Director of Product here at Lightpath. And I want to just go through a few of the housekeeping things before we get into the meat and potatoes here. If you notice in your applet here, you'll see that there's a Docs tab up on the top right-hand side. You can click on that, and within that folder, you will see various different collateral or downloads that you can peruse, download to your machine, peruse through them at your leisure, and it identifies various different applications, various different products and services that we have that you can look through and talk to your sales folks with. And then in addition, there's a QA applet on the right of that as well, where if you have any questions throughout the presentation, you can type that in, and given the amount of time that we have left at the end of the session, we'll try and get to all of them. But fear not, if we don't get to all of the questions, myself and the team will go through all of them. We will provide responses to them, and we will get those answers out to you in another, whether it's through email or a download somewhere from our folks. All right. With that, let's get started. Okay. Again, I mentioned I'm Ken Florenz, and I'm the director here at Lightpath of the product team. And if you've joined us in the past, you know that these sessions we talk about various different products and services that we offer to our customers, as well as educational information that goes along with that. Today, you'll see in the middle box here, we're going to focus on the voice aspect. We've been contacted tremendously over the past couple months with folks trying to understand what services and products can they employ within their organization for remote, hybrid, or even on-site voice services. So that's where we're going to focus today. Given since COVID happened, we know we have those three different types of situations where folks never went back to the office, folks are all back to the office, and then we have a hybrid model. And voice isn't something that you can just turn on and works. Here at Lightpath, I believe it was in 1993, we first started selling to the public telecommunications and voice services. So we're actually in our 30th year of providing those types of products and services, which is amazing when you think about it, how we went from ring and tip and dedicated lines to now voice over IP and voice services hosted out in the cloud. But what we plan to do here, again with Duke and Jin, is to give you the information that's needed so that if you're in this environment to try and understand what systems, what types of products, what are the services that you need for your organization, how you can tell the difference between all of them and what's best for your organization. So with that, I'm going to introduce Duke Pham, who's a senior product manager here at Lightpath, to talk about our hosted products. Take it away, Duke.
Thank you, Ken. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your time today. When we talk about business-hosted voice or voice over internet protocol or online calling, we are talking about a virtual phone system that uses the internet to manage inbound and outbound calls. And because of the internet, you can scale from just a single location to multiple locations, and mobility is probably the most unique feature of the business hosted voice product. Your voice service is accessible via desk phones, computers, and mobile devices. So before we discuss about the main reasons why business hosted voice could fit your requirements and what makes Lightpath different from others, let's talk about our current customers. Based on the audience list, I see a mix of enterprise, healthcare, government, and indirect channel sales folks. The good news is Lightpath is currently serving all key verticals. Enterprise and healthcare are our two major verticals, followed by the financial and government verticals and orders. Okay, so let's talk about the four main reasons why you should consider a cloud-based environment. First, I am sure all of us have to watch the cost closely. Lightpath's hosted voice offers a low investment model. The most you might have to pay upfront is to get your location ready before Lightpath delivers the service, or you would like to get your own switches. Besides that, system upgrades are always included, and you don't need to have an IT staff to maintain the system full time. Second reason is you have predictable costs, which include all features of a typical business phone system. Unlimited use for domestic calls is included, and international rates are published in our service attachment via the link below. Also, your monthly payment includes the service assurance on the phones, the switches, or any other hardware that you get from Lightpath. Moving to the third reason regarding productivity. Hosted voice increases productivity for both the IT admin and the users. From the IT admin standpoint, you have access to a web-based portal where you can configure various functionalities and groups. From the user standpoint, each user has his or her own portal and configures their own features, such as call forwarding or setting rules for different devices. On top of that, the max UC of the soft phone option allows the users to receive phone calls via desk phones, soft phones on laptops, or mobile devices. A question that we got from the audience in advance, is some employees don't want to return to the office. You can have a hybrid environment where you have desk phones at the office and soft phones only for folks who want to work from home. Besides the standard features of a business voice system, Lightpath has various add-on products. Let's say if you operate a call center that needs call queuing, or a law firm that needs call recording, or a school that needs virtual voice mailboxes for the teachers, Lightpath can accommodate as well. Last but not least, hosted voice allows the users the ability to reroute calls after a number of conditions. Everything can be done via the web-based portal. Okay. So at this point, you might question why Lightpath is different from others who also offer voice. First is how Lightpath does business in this slide. We offer the best SLA or service level agreement via a separate internet service for your voice traffic only. We are also in the voice business for more than 30 years, working with the best partners in the industry, as Ken mentioned. And also, finally, we also offer all core products for your data connectivity as well. The second reason to choose Lightpath is how we deliver the business hosted voice service. Other companies may sell you the soft phone licenses only, or let you install the switches and the desk phones yourself. When Lightpath delivers your service, we go through a checklist of pre-installation, design, and after installation support. The process is meant to be, let's set it up once and then forget about it. So, for this, you can always reach out to your sales reps to get further details. Okay. That's all for business hosted voice. My teammate Jin Yang will discuss about the enterprise voice and Teams. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Duke. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm gonna talk about the enterprise voice product and then the Teams direct routing from here. Now, Duke already introduced our BHV system, which is all clouds, solution that Lightpath has to offer. We kind of manage the switching or the routing rules, right? So basically, the PBX, which will serve as a switching, board, is something in the cloud, right? So that's the BHV. Now, if you already have the on-prem PBX in your premise, and you wanted to connect that to the public telephone network, enterprise voice is something Lightpath provided. I would connect your PBX to the public telephone network. We can scale from single location to multiple ones as well. The benefit of having the enterprise voice from Lightpath is that, all this voice today, like we're actually based upon SIP, right? Internet based. So riding upon 100% all fiber network, it's ensuring, the best quality and reliabilities on our voice product as well. If you have multiple locations, right, for the enterprise voice, we can do a customized SIP binding, which means if one of the location failed, we automatically direct all the calls to other locations. So ensures the fails safe. Also, we have different, kind of minute use plans, right? And also even we provide unlimited minutes of use plans these days as well. We're all solution based. Our technician is gonna go install this for you and also doing the provisioning and can work with your vendor to set it up these connectivities from your office to connect you to the telephone network. Also, we support multiple different technologies, right, with multiple handoffs. We support the legacy business lines or analog lines. We support the PRI. We put basically a convert devices on your premises to convert the analog lines to the C base, right? And also, of course, the latest C trunks, that's something we also support. So this diversity of the handoffs, enable us to cover all different kind of equipment that you may have in your premises as well. So with that, I'm going to the Lightpath Teams direct routing. This is a voice service that we provide to a dial plan to the Microsoft Teams, right? So what we do here is that we basically establish a voice trunk between the Microsoft phone system to our SBC that eventually going to connect it to your public switch telephone network, right? So this results that when you're having your Teams, right, on your laptop or your phone, you could dial directly from your Microsoft Teams to the telephone numbers or cellular numbers, right? We're not talking about the business usual peer-to-peer, Microsoft team call. We're talking about you calling out to the telephone or cellular numbers there. The benefit of doing that with Lightpath is that we, first and foremost, we provide very competitive rates. And the plan we provide is the unlimited US domestic minutes. So there is no cap, right? So there's no burst rates. Everything is unlimited. Second, if you already have, let's say, BHV or enterprise voice that we mentioned above, you don't have to ending the call plan to the Teams doesn't, you don't need it to port out your number, right? So it's going to be a same provider from Lightpath. We're going to provide you the teams, and also you could use us as a single provider when you have a hybrid environment where you needed BHV or enterprise voice, depending on your setups, right, for your office work. And also you could use our teams for your remote workers, right? For those hybrid situations, Lightpath will be your best one-stop provider to give you all this coverage for your office or remote, phone access. Now, you do need to provide purchasing the Microsoft Teams software license and phone system feature, which is business usual as you do today. We provide that kind of connectivities to you with unlimited minutes. With that said, I'm going to turn it back to Ken to summarize all these solutions here.
All right. Thanks, Jin and Duke, for going through that. So let's just talk quickly about right. There seems to be a little bit of background noise here. So you guys want to try and go on mute, Jin and Duke? Duke, can you go on mute maybe? So can you guys hear me okay? I hope. Okay. Do you hear a lot of background noise? There we go. It's you, Duke. Okay. So sorry about that. I just wanted to quickly summarize what we're doing here, right? And the different aspects of our voice offerings that Duke and Jin just told you about. It really comes down to a few things. Do you want it hosted, whether it's hosted with us in Lightpath or hosted out in the cloud? Or do you have your own PBX on site that we could provide to you SIP trunks that allow your voice traffic to reside over our network protected through to the PSTN, right? So if it's hosted with us, I want to talk quickly about a differentiator that we have with many other from other providers. When Lightpath delivers a circuit to your location and you buy voice services from us from a hosted perspective, what we do is we provide you an internet connection for your internet to go out. And then we provide a separate circuit for your voice traffic to be routed out to the PSTN. We do that so that there's no cross traffic between the internet and the voice traffic, right? It's dedicated to each other. That's what differentiates us from any of these over-the-top providers or really mostly any other provider out there. They usually just put it right over the internet connection. So we provide a second EVC, which is an Ethernet virtual circuit, to go over the same line, but it's protected from the internet traffic, which protects you, which protects us, and it ensures the quality of service and the class of service that goes along with those calls. When you have the hosted solution, as they mentioned, it's scalable, right? If you have one location, 20 locations, doesn't matter. You can take them, turn them up, and you're good to go. And our solution integrates with your mobile phone, whether it's on your PC or if you have a desktop phone as well. And we also have soft phones that we could put there in case you don't want the hardware that's out there. And then again, with the enterprise voice, where you have your own PBX, or if you're going out to the Teams Direct infrastructure up at Azure, we'll create SIP trunks out to the location at which your PBX resides, whether it's up, like I said, out in the cloud, or whether it's on site where you are, right? And what we do is we then do conversion from SIP to analog if you need those for hard lines, or we also put a separator that's out there, which acts like a voice firewall so that you don't have to worry about attacks. All right. And it scales just like any of the other products that we have. So hopefully that helps wrap up some of the voice questions that may be out there. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to go into the Q&A. But before we even do that, I just wanted to make sure that you all see that we put a little grid together here on Matrix to kind of show from a business perspective the advantages. So when you talk about a business hosted voice solution, obviously you're not doing a big upfront investment as if you were to buy a PBX, right? Everything's virtual, it's out in the cloud, and then you're just paying on a monthly recurring charge back to Lightpath for the items that you're getting. So you don't have to have that heavy outlay upfront in business hosted voice. Obviously, if you have your PBX already, you don't have to have any kind of upfront investment that goes in other than hopefully the PBX that you've already purchased. We just give you the circuit and you're good to go. And again, it's an MRC that goes with that. And same with Teams Direct, right? You're out in the cloud at the Azure infrastructure. So for the most part, we just build a net SIP trunk out there. And then we work with your Microsoft 365 admin, give them instructions for them to configure it. We manage everything that we install and put in place. Obviously on Teams Direct, you'll have your admin. They take care of that tenant that's up in the Azure cloud. So we're not involved in that. We just provide you the link. In our solution for hosted, you get phones. You could have soft phones. It's scalable, and same with the other items here in the matrix, right? So we try to be as flexible as we can. We do ask that when you buy our voice services, that we also provide the link out to the infrastructure from a hosted perspective to our infrastructure. That helps ensure the call quality, and as I mentioned earlier, our differentiator, right? Your call traffic is your call traffic, whereas other folks will mix it together. So that being said, let's go into some of the Q&A and see what we can answer from the teams. Let's see what we got. All right. Okay. Let's see. We have something here from, what is the underlying phone system vendor manufacturer for our hosted solution? Duke, I see that you answered that, but maybe for the broader audience, let's just talk about our hosted solution and our infrastructure.
Yep. So basically, we are working with two major partners: Microsoft's MetaSwitch for the voice switching in the cloud, and then Poly, or now HP, for the phone models. So we were told by HP that we are kind of in the top 20% of the voice vendors that offer the VVX models, and now the new HE models, which is the latest and greatest that HP can offer.
Awesome. Okay, let's see what we have here. What is the main difference between direct routing and operator connect? Jin, how about you take a shot at that?
Sure. Yeah. So these are two kind of different contract models between operator like Lightpath to Microsoft. As to the end users, you won't have a different user experience between these two, right? Both provide this kind of public telephone network connectivity to your teams use. The major one as part of Lightpath is that for the team direct routing, we provide our SBC. Actually, I thought that going to be actually good because we have two different SBC that have the fail approved. Instead of operator connect, right, the Microsoft is going to provide the SBC. So it's different model between Lightpath and Microsoft, more or less. Hope that helped.
Sure. Okay. I'll take a few more, and then we'll call it quits for the day. And then whatever we didn't answer, we'll put on a sheet and get it out to everyone. In terms of soft phones, and I'll let Duke answer this one. What soft phones are supported? What is our model?
Yeah. So for the soft phones or Max UC, it works on the desktop, on PCs running Windows 7, 8, or 10. And then it also runs on Macs that have the operating systems, 10.7 or later. And then, it is supported on Android as well. So the beauty is that, if you are a new customer or if you are an existing customer that kind of, wanting to test out the soft phone, just to make sure that it has all of the functionalities and the soft phone meets your requirements, contact your rep, because we are open, for you to test, 1 or 2 licenses for a month or so, to make sure that you are fully satisfied with the soft phone version before you can commit to buy.
Thanks, Duke. And we have one here that says, and I think I'll answer this one, right? Can we install outside of the Lightpath footprint? And the reason why I'm going to take this one is only because our services, our voice services in particular, are what we call enabler services, right? Our enabler services are meant to ride on our infrastructure. So yes, we do want all of our enabler services to ride on our infrastructure. It's the only way we can guarantee the service quality that we provide, right? That being said, the term Lightpath footprint, I want to make sure that we're all aware. Lightpath, again, in 1993, as I mentioned earlier, when we first came to fruition, was really a New York, New Jersey, Connecticut type of environment in which we provided services. For those of you who know, it's going to be kind of a little bit repetitive, but those who don't, we just expanded out to Boston, we're down in Miami, and we're growing by leaps and bounds. So if there's an area which you have offices, I would suggest that you get with your account rep, give them the addresses, and let us take a look at what we can do. There are plenty of times when we go out of footprint and we provide access to customers with our products based upon what their needs are. So I would say sit down with your account exec, sit down, figure out, tell them what your requirements are, let them design it, bring it back to us, and chances are we're probably going to do a lot for you, right? We have a path to yes. That's kind of our motto here, right, is to try and get what we can for you to be successful. We're going to do whatever we can to try and make you successful, all right? So with that, I think that's pretty much most of the questions we got to, but I'd love to take some time to answer the rest of the questions here with my team, and we'll get you the rest of the answers that we weren't able to get to. So I want to thank you all for attending this session, and hopefully we'll see you again on the next one. All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you.